Hey everybody, Will Fix here. Got another video for you today. Today we're going to talk about the XRP milkshake theory. Now, if you're familiar with the milkshake theory as pertaining to the dollar, then you know what it's about. But we're going to look at the milkshake theory as it pertains to the dollar and talk about how we believe that XRP will be the dominant coin, the one coin that rules them all, and how the milkshake theory pertains to that idea. We're going to talk about that first. Look at this Decent Wallet commercial. Are you looking for a secure way to store your digital assets? Let me introduce you to the Decent Wallet. It has a biometric authentication for cold storage. It's easily to store your XRP, XDC, HBAR, and 3,800 other tokens. Get peace of mind with the Decent Wallet. Your keys, your control, always safe. Order now and get free shipping. Thanks for looking at that. We've also been talking about futures trading on BTCC. You can scan the link that you see popping up on your screen. If you want a professional to trade on your behalf to trade futures, you can do that in a section called Copy Trade. You also can set it up where if there's a certain amount of loss, you can set your stop loss and your profit margin point. And you can do that to create security. If you say you pick a $50 trade and you want to do, if it's 5%, $2.50 loss, go ahead and sell it out. But if it makes 10%, $5, then go ahead and cash it out at that point. You can manually stop them and then, restart them, or you can just let it run. And that's something that's really interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get into today's content. This YouTube channel is Rhett Reisman, and he came up with explaining the milkshake theory but using cookies, and he explains it like he's explaining it to 5-year-olds. And I thought it would be more appropriate since I'm probably mentally 5. So I think this is a great explanation. It's just a couple minutes long, and then we're going to talk about how XRP fits this particular idea.
Without further ado, the dollar milkshake theory. All right, guys, so the whole world is 5 years old. We're on the playground and we're using cookies to trade things with each other. If you want my Pokemon cards, that's going to be 5 cookies. The only problem with this whole cookie trading situation is some of our moms are making homemade cookies and some of the other moms are packing us cranberry orange Belvita. So not all cookies are the same, and different kids on the playground have access to different cookies. Timmy is the richest kid on the whole playground because his mom is a professional baker and she makes homemade chocolate chip cookies, and they're really good. So obviously everyone wants the homemade chocolate chip cookies from Timmy's mom, and nobody wants Belvita. And even if you're like, bro, chocolate chip sucks, Timmy's mom doesn't know what she's doing, Belvita is goated. Timmy's mom has the biggest military on the planet, and if she catches you talking like a little, she's gonna beat you up and take your house. Anyway, if you want my Charizard Pokemon card, the entire playground has pinky promised to only trade their best stuff for Timmy's mom's cookies.
So at this very moment in time, right now, I am prepared to give you 150,000
chocolate chip cookies
for just one of your 7 PSA 10 first edition Charizards.
And if anyone breaks any of those pinky promises, there are a bunch of international pinky promise lawyers that are going to get pretty upset, and Timmy's mom's military is going to be pretty upset too. This has been pretty great for Timmy, who can come to the playground every single day and get basically whatever he wants. And it's gotten to the point where even if Timmy doesn't bring physical cookies to the playground, everyone knows his mom is just going to keep baking more. So a lot of the times Timmy doesn't even have to trade away physical cookies. He just writes I owe you 5 cookies on a piece of paper with some crayon, and he starts trading those pieces of paper away for Charizard cards and bikes and all kinds of shit. And when Timmy starts trading away all of these IOUs, all of these paper promises for future cookies, his mom has to work overtime on the weekends to increase the supply of cookies to start flooding the playground with more and more cookies. And you might think that if Timmy's mom keeps baking all these cookies, that people might get sick of them. But what actually happens when Timmy's mom has to bake more cookies is that every other kid on the playground, their parents go out and buy more Belvita and buy more Oreos, and other not as good cookies so that their kids can continue to trade on the playground now that there are so many of Timmy's mom's better cookies just floating around. And since everyone is bringing more cookies to the playground, Timmy's mom's cookies are still just as valuable, even though she's baked way more than she used to. The other thing that keeps Timmy's mom's cookies valuable is all of those pinky promises that are basically underlying the economy of the playground. These pinky promises have been around for decades, and you can't challenge the status quo by trading your best stuff for cookies that are not Timmy's mom's cookies. Basically, playground trading cannot happen without these cookies. Some people, though, are sick of Timmy's tyrannical rule of the playground and are trying to get the rest of the playground to switch to trading things for Belvitas and Oreos. But it's a super slow process. Renegotiating these pinky promises takes time, especially when at the beginning of the pinky promise, everyone said no take-backsies. So basically, when a bunch of other kids start bringing their cookies to the playground, the economy is set up in a way that those cookies end up getting just siphoned off to Timmy. Because to get the best stuff that everyone wants to trade for on the playground, those kids with worse cookies are forced to trade into Timmy's mom's cookies just to get the best stuff. And unfortunately, some of those kids, even when they can't afford a crayon IOU for some of Timmy's mom's cookies, they get desperate and they start pinky promising their friends some of Timmy's mom's cookies, even though they have no control over the creation of Timmy's mom's cookies. So this guy whose mom, she sucks at making cookies, he's like, yeah, I'll get you some of Timmy's mom's cookies, but he has no way of getting those. He has to bring his own Belvita garbage tier cookies to the playground, trade into Timmy's mom's cookies, and then make his trade for a bike or a Charizard card. Basically, the whole playground has ended up owing each other Timmy's mom's cookies, even though their parents can't bake those cookies. So even if Timmy's mom bakes like 1,000 cookies in a weekend, the playground has like 5,000 cookies worth of outstanding pinky promises. And so the value of Timmy's mom's cookies just keeps getting bid higher and higher and higher. Ultimately, there are only 3 ways forward for the playground. The first is that all the outstanding Timmy's mom's cookie debt gets paid off. This is highly unlikely because there are more outstanding pinky promises for Timmy's mom's cookies than there are actual cookies. And it would mean that Timmy has to bring trillions of real cookies to the playground to pay off all of these IOUs for future cookies. And bruh, just between you and me, Timmy's mom can't make that many cookies. If this did happen though, it is possible the value of Timmy's mom's cookies would go down because it would be easier to unwind all of the pinky promises that had been made on the playground over the last few decades, and people just might not need Timmy's mom's cookies as much. The second option is we just keep going like we've been going. More pinky promises are made for future cookies that don't exist yet, and the entire playground is forced to bring more Belvitas and Oreos and other lower tier cookies just so they can afford things in the short term. Because again, everything important is priced in Timmy's mom's cookies that those kids' parents can't make. This status quo would be positive for the price of Timmy's mom's cookies because it keeps the entire playground buying more and more and more of these cookies just to make trades in the important things that they want to get. And that constant buying from the rest of the playground is going to continue to push up the price of Timmy's mom's cookies no matter how many she makes. Because again, even if she makes a ton of cookies, all those other kids are going to need a bunch of new cookies in the short term just to make trades. The final option is that Timmy's mom stops baking altogether. Maybe she gets burnout, or she wants to join the military, or she gets some other hobby. In the real world, this would be called a default. And if that happens, the demand for Timmy's mom's cookies is going to come down a little bit, but the supply of Timmy's mom's cookies is going to crash through the floor. And that's because the playground has created all of these theoretical future cookie IOUs on paper that now are going to be impossible to fulfill. And counted in the supply of total Timmy's mom's cookies are all of those outstanding IOUs that if she stops baking are just going to be completely gone. Demand is going to fall too because some people will have like lost faith in Timmy's mom's cookies a little bit. But come on, bro, a chocolate chip cookie is still a chocolate chip cookie. What are you going to eat? Belvita? So when demand falls a little bit but supply falls a lot, the price of Timmy's mom's cookies will actually increase sharply, not decrease. This increase in prices for Timmy's mom's cookies will ripple through the playground, and it will start wiping out leveraged pinky promises that were made at lower valuations for Timmy's mom's cookies. And so for now, the cycle continues. Those other kids' parents are going to keep buying Belvitas, and all those Belvitas are going to get sucked up by Timmy and his giant cookie milkshake. Timmy's going to sit there sucking up all the cookie liquidity on the playground, and he's going to continue to sling increasingly valuable homemade chocolate chip cookies and IOUs to the rest of the playground. And that is Timmy's mom's chocolate chip cookie milkshake theory.
So for XRP, the demand of liquidity and the rails, you heard him talking about, where's all the pathways for any other currency to accomplish what the dollar accomplishes. Well, what other pathways are there other than XRP? Who has more rails, people call it, going all over the world than XRP. So you have liquidity as an issue. Then we're going to have demand. So we got demand, we got liquidity, and then we're going to also have the system that in itself that is in place. Those are the three key factors to why XRP will be the dominant coin. As the world is expanding, and these advantages that are that the banks start to embrace, the advantages of XRP as far as costs of transferring money, when those start impacting the bottom line, I mean, you're just going to have wave after wave of people jumping on board, and they're going to want to do it right away, and XRP will be the answer. Now, in the future, there may be several other answers, that come to be, but the main answer right now would be XRP. And, is there any hope for Bitcoin to do this? Well, there's two caveats to say that Bitcoin could be a part. One is, what if Bitcoin gets tokenized and then used on the ledgers as tokenized Bitcoin? Well, that's one way, speed up transactions. The other thing is, the BIS had approved XDC to use smart contracts to make, at which as soon as Bitcoin would use that system, or someone would use that system to transfer Bitcoin, they would be compliant under XDC's compliance, and they would have ISO 20022 communication skills. So you would instantly under that idea have Bitcoin compliant and regulatory compliant and usable in the transfer of money, all over the world, and quickly, and with lower fees. So this is my idea. I picked this idea up. I didn't invent it, but this is the idea that I believe XRP will take, which I believe will also affect the meme coin bull run, because I believe we're right here at it, aren't we? We're right at the edge of when we're supposed to see a big bull run because of the Bitcoin halving that happens every 4 years. So we would be on time for that to start any day now, and then the meme coin run after Bitcoin peaks, correct? But in the mix of things, we also have XRP getting ready to have complete clarity and regulatory clarity in the case be over. That's going to draw a lot of liquidity to it because it's going to be shooting to the moon, and it could help and take the place of, or accompany the Bitcoin bull run, and then still maybe have a meme coin run. But I think it's going to reduce the type of run that we have for meme coins. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the XRP milkshake theory. Please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next video.